What's up, YouTube? Today on the channel, looking at the new release, The Thing Fantastic Four First Steps. That's a mouthful. I've just been calling him The Thing because, let's face it, with a card like Mr. Fantastic, you can play that original card, so diversifying by calling the new one Pedro, as a lot of people are, is fine, but nobody plays the original Thing, so I'm cool for now just calling this The Thing, colloquially. But anyway, let's talk about the elevator pitch for my Thing deck. So I wanted to build a deck that would feature both the new Thing and the new Human Torch. And the first thing that came to mind for me was Namora, a card that I've been playing a lot lately. And of course you can buff things with Namora, but then you are leaving them alone in their lane. And the thing with these cards is you want to fill the lane. So how do you do that? Well, an old idea I had for a previous deck was locking down lanes with Storm, playing Namora, playing Captain Carter, and then surprise Ultron at the end of the game to fill those lanes and get the effect. And that is what I went with here. So you're going to be playing cards, you're going to be buffing them up, usually one card in a lane, Namora, and then Ultron at the end of the game, boom boom, get your effects. That's the pitch. Before we dive into the card by card, if you like the videos, if you like the channel, please subscribe. Helps me keep going with videos. This is not my main job. This is just a side gig. So if you could subscribe, help me get to my goal of 1,000. It means a lot. Last video you guys came out and really a lot of you subscribed, so I appreciate that. Anyway, also leave a comment if you'd like. I can discuss the deck or anything else with you. I respond to every single comment. So card by card. First card, Agony. This is a card that I love playing. I love this variant. It's fun to actually have a variant for Agony rather than just the base art. But Agony is so good in a Namora deck because it lets you not worry about the early game. You can play Agony wherever, and you know that you're going to be able to play something on it later. You can even save it for the Namora lane if you want to. So Agony is great, obviously, with Captain Carter. It's great with Human Torch, and even at the end of the game on turn 5 or 6, if you want to play the Thing there, go for it. Also, it stacks buffs beforehand, and then you can apply them later, which I really like. Pedro, Mr. Fantastic, First Steps, whatever you want to call him. Originally, I was thinking going the end of turn route here, and I think once Invisible Woman releases next week, I might still do that, but even without Fantasticar and without, you know, a whole theme built around that, this is just great for, oh, a little extra buff on your Brood, or an extra buff on your Captain Carter, whatever it is, or reducing the cost so you can play the Thing on turn 4. This card is just too versatile, too good to not be included in this deck. Astral Projection, I like playing this card in a Namora deck because, you know, obviously that's really good. It's also good in this deck as a way to hit, you know, Absorbing Man, Ultron. If you want to be able to play Brood and Ultron for whatever reason, or maybe Ironheart and Ultron, you can do that on turn 6 if you have things line up correctly with an Astral Projection. Ironheart, it's really nice to turn 1 Agony, turn 2 Pedro, and then you can Ironheart and buff them both up. It's also just like your backup plan if stuff doesn't work out with Namora. I really enjoy the buff to it, to be 2 giving 3+3 power, and overall it's pretty okay in this deck. Then you got Brood. Sometimes you're not going to get the surprise Ultron, so you just need to go the Brood plan. You can even, you know, Brood Absorbing Man if you need to. That's a good way of quickly filling up the Human Torch or the Thing lane at the end of the game, and obviously Brood getting buffs itself is pretty strong. Then you got Captain Carter. This wears buffs better than almost anything else in the game right now. Can just make gigantic lanes, even without like a Surfer element like you normally see Captain Carter. I do enjoy playing it in this style of deck with Namora. It's super fun. Human Torch, it's good. I don't think it's quite as good as, who did we just mention? Captain Carter. But it's still pretty good, and I definitely wanted to try it out in this deck. I think it sticks for now. I like that it's not usually going to be Shang-Chi'd right away. Even if you play it on 3, you're getting up to, you know, a 3 power, and then let's say you get to a 4 power, then you Namora. That's still just a 3/9, so it'll usually be out of Shang range until you keep adding extra buffs on top of it, but that's why I enjoy it for right now. Then you got Absorbing Man. You're going to be using this a lot of times after a Brood, but also to follow up a Namora sometimes. It can also be Astral Projection's target. You got to be kind of careful, because if you don't have the card in play anymore, Absorbing Man's not going to do anything. So keep that in mind with Astral Projection. Galacta, even with the nerf, I still think it's pretty good to be able to Galacta into Brood. I think there might be an argument for playing Fantasticar here instead, considering it hits both of your end of turn cards, and then you also have Mr. Fantastic for some extra. But for now, I think I'm going to stick with Galacta. Maybe it's Fantasticar's spot in the future, especially once Invisible Woman shows up. The Thing, I'm not sure where I land on this card yet. A lot of the times I was playing it Namoraing, because I was able to get it down early with Pedro, and then it just gets Shang-Chi'd. Or, even if I do play it on curve, they just kind of ignore that lane. So I'm not sure about the Thing, but had a couple moments where he shined bright, especially I think the last game of the set that I'm going to show you. Then you have Namora. I love Namora. Super underrated card, I continue to think. I mean, it's a 5/17 if you do nothing else, as long as you set up correctly. And that's crazy stats, just crazy. And it's spread, which is usually desirable. And finally, Ultron. It's your ace in the hole, your way to fill up those lanes and trigger your once per game effects with Torch and Thing. Ultron can also just help you win locations that are closed off, so that's always kind of fun. And like I said before, when I featured an Ultron deck, when do you really get a chance to play this card otherwise? So that's the deck. Hope you enjoy this gameplay. It was a lot of fun. I don't think it's gonna blow anybody's mind. It's not gonna, get you to infinite necessarily, although any deck can if you learn to snap and retreat effectively. But give it a go if you're trying out the new cards. That's why I built it, and it's fun. It's relatively cheap too, other than the brand new cards that are in it. Anyway, here comes the gameplay. I think we are committed to trying the Stick in Danger Room. Because we only, well. It's fine. Everything's fine. Just full of locations we don't want to play into. Get some extra captains going though. Is that what we want to do? Too late now. I am surprised I didn't play that in the VATS. Is Galacta better or just Ironheart? Oh, there's a hub. This is Galactus. I mean, we're just dead to Galactus next turn. I think. Mercury. Let's just say for giggles that it was Galactus. That would be 6. It would resolve. And we'd be putting 7 here. And if it's not Galactus, then we're going to be maybe seeing Cannonball, which they'll probably move Mercury and play Cannonball over here. Okay. It is Galactus. So we should win. Alright. Alright, deep space is no fun. Matching Pedro's. I mean, just go for 4 Hulks and hope that's enough. Just wait on Agony, I guess. It's a fantastic card deck. I don't think that plays Shang-Chi. Now we can't like play Namora next turn and actually have it do anything, but just a Zabu over there. We're gonna have a bigger Human Torch, slightly, no, same. Plus they'll have Fantastic to be able to buff it. We don't actually have any draws that will allow us to fill this lane up, though, next turn. But they don't know that. I think we just play Namora here. And just play like Ultron. They played 2 cards, so they're not even getting that proc. Just play Ultron, just try to win this on stats. If they have Shang-Chi, they win. What's that, Doom? Regular Doom? Okay. Okay, rickety bridge, huh? Okay, that's nice. Actually, do we want to just play Ironheart first? I think we might. like, the Human Torch takes a buff better from Pedro than Ironheart would. Absorbing Man. And then next turn we can Torch and Captain Carter. Don't hate it. We can maybe play all three of these next turn if we get a cost reduction buff. And we don't want the thing to be Shongable next turn. Alright, let's try it. Oh, we could have maybe taken out the Wong or Mystique. What's bigger? This would be 13 double to 26. This would be 13 plus 26. So this is bigger. Just Shongin. Gambit. And then Grandmaster. Wow. There's still a way we win this if he hits Broodling here. Incredible. Wouldn't mind a rock over there. Actually. Ooh. Well, taking their Nimrod is possibly snappable. No way to destroy it, of course, but them not having it is probably just worth snapping on. Play Pedro here, we play Torch next turn. We know they're without Nimrod. Doesn't mean they don't have like Black Panther or something. We ran into this before. I think I'd rather Ironheart here. Gives Pedro a chance of hitting Torch. Sure. What'd they get? Brood? Captain Carter, I assume, one of the two. They're snapping on a double Gwenpool. They didn't get Captain Carter. They could have Brood. So we're either drawing... We're hoping to draw Ultron or Brood. If we still have it. Elixir. So that means they have Brood or Ultron. They're setting up for an Ultron, it looks like. This always hits Absorbing Man. I think they might just ignore this lane. Or they play Ultron there. Venom. Is this Ultron? Brood. Okay. Nice. The Brood not getting any of the Gwenpool buffs is kind of insane. They win if it got even just one of them. Okay. Opponent does not care after Infinite. Kind of agree. We're just having fun. People like the agony today. Appreciate that. Let's risk Pedro. Vicky Handy. Probably gonna lose that Pedro. Play Captain. We know they're not enchantressing here. Not that they could currently. Frigate the Victoria hand. It's pretty big. So. Do we Brood here? Or do we Brood here? Astral. Hit the Namora guaranteed. 7 enough? Tide. Okay. And then we Namora again, or do we just Thing? What do we draw on next turn? Ultron, ideally. going for this. Nico, Vibranium. Ooh, Shadow King hurts. It's an 8. Alright. Actually, that's fine. That works. Hope you enjoyed those games. One thing I want to mention real quick I didn't say earlier, don't be afraid to not fill up your Human Torch lane or your Thing lane. A lot of times, especially with Human Torch, I found people just kind of ignore that lane. Use that to your advantage. If you've Namora'd it a couple times, you probably can still win that lane, even if you focus on the other ones. And that's a way to, you know, make sure you're outthinking. You know, don't just think this is the plan, we need to go for it. Sometimes pivoting can win you games you otherwise would not have a chance at. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you can. Like, comment. I know a lot of you already do. So thanks so much for watching. Catch you later.